Hey everybody, happy Monday. Welcome to the Angel Channel, special hurricane edition. Man, it's kind of really been a crazy week. I live in Sebring, which is right dead in the center of Florida, and we're kind of in the crosshairs of like the gnarliest hurricane I've ever seen. It looks like it's gonna hit somewhere around Tampa, Fort Myers, and depending on how intense it is when it hits the coast. Right now, it's Category 5. It's the craziest feeling because there's just one part of me that's just in horror and like, oh my God, and keep thinking about all of the stuff that's good, could and would and gonna happen, and yeah, yeah. So we are in such a nine of swords space right now, with this hurricane thing, with all of the like thoughts of what it could possibly be, and the craziness. The hurricane is bad enough as it is, but the craziness of it and the intensity and building of fear and like uh, creating all of these intense energy constructs that are going out. Like the air around here, like today, yesterday, gets more intense. It just has this kind of toxic, fear filled flavor to it. So, anyway, tonight I'm kind of scrapping the original plan that I had for this evening, and we're going to talk about a bunch of different ways to deal with anxiety and fear and hurricanes, and we'll have some practical things we can do. We're also going to do a nice guided meditation and yeah, do a little sound healing as well. So, hey, and got really happy to see you, Diane. What's up? Really happy to have you guys here tonight. Um, so, I have a bunch of my friends that show up on here. Are actually from Sebring. So, I'm offering this up to you to make this ride a little easier, right? So before we get off into that, I wanted to. I've been talking about this fire painting that Alana and I have been doing, and we just had this event, showed some stuff last week. Well, we're going to do another event, again at Mon Cirque Wine Bar in Sebring, and we're doing it on Halloween, which I absolutely am just over the top about. So, um, Monster's going to make a big deal about it and have a big, nice Halloween like get out. So everybody show up in their best costumes and let's do some fantasy light painting and celebrate one of my favorite, or yeah, my favorite holiday. Absolutely. So that'll be on Thursday, this Halloween, the 31st. Um, as always, want to thank my good friend and our sponsor on the show, Fried Okra TV. My boy Ernie Mosteller and his crew up there do amazing corporate videos, commercials, you name it, and he's also a really amazing photographer. I'll try to get some stuff. I've been trying to get him to send me some stuff, but I'll do it myself next week and show you some of his photography work, especially the black and white stuff. Just really super cool. So, anytime you're needing some film or video creative work, my buds Ernie Mosteller up at friedokra.tv. So, thanks for the support and the continuing wind in our sails, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, an hour and 45 minutes. Yeah, it's a crazy thing, man. And Diane said she's an hour and 45 minutes from Sebring, so it's going to affect pretty much the whole state of Florida. It's barreling along. It's been a Category 5 for a while, like sustained winds of 185 miles an hour. Whew. But as it gets to the coast, it's going to have a natural weakening effect, and we're going to dive in, and I don't believe that our energy and intent is without effect. So we're going to see what we can do about diving into that, and doing something hurricane related. The as it barrels into the coast, and it starts to decrease in intensity. The thing about that is it's going to spread out. The hurricane winds are going to spread out. So the last model I saw, man, that's like the entire state of Florida. It's pretty intense, concentrated area right through Tampa, and then it zips across. There's a lot of speed with it, so it's going to zip across the state and have stuff blowing back around Jacksonville. Linda, hello. Make sure to get buttoned up, girlfriend. Yeah. Um, let's see. Oh, yeah, I really wanted to mention, as a card reader, it's always exciting and fills your heart with joy when you can give somebody a piece of information, and it actually strikes a chord, and you see the light up in their eyes. That's always really amazing. But when you really get confidence in the things that you're saying, sometimes you lay out the card and you have confidence in the cards and where that's actually going. You lay out the spread and blum 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 and give it the thing, and they look at you like, oh man, no, you completely missed that. Well, that happened for me about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And the thing about it is, you have to have confidence that you didn't miss it and you didn't blow it, and that you'll hear back from them sometime soon, which happened today. And this guy goes, "Oh man, dude! Like every single card, I didn't get it at the time, and I didn't want to acknowledge that one thing, but it's already happened and gone by, and it's just so eerie how absolutely exact whatever the whole thing was." So that was just gave my spirit a real lift, and have to say I enjoyed that. And a couple of my friends have we've done angel card readings for too, have expressed that as well, and it kind of encourages me to keep going. On the subject of which, anybody out there that is looking for a live reading, please sign up. And everybody's here right now knows the drill. We'll get you at the end of the show. All right. One of the most difficult things about this whole hurricane thing, and that's the specific situation for me right now, but you can apply this to any situation that causes you fear and worry, and is kind of a jarring situation that is beyond your control. Hurricanes happen, nothing you can do about that. It's going to happen. Figure out a way to make it through. So you can apply what we're going to talk about right now to a whole host of different situations. We've been doing a ton of breathing exercises, right? And all of those breathing sequences have specific physical effects, physiologically and mentally. And there are a number of them. I'm going to mention 3 right now that are really super good. We're going to do the 4-4-4 a little later when we do our meditation, but there are 3 of them, and it's an inhale of 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold for 2, and then exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can do that if the 8 is a difficult thing for you. A lot of people use the 4-2-4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, hold for 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you just keep circling that. And if you'll just sink into it and try it especially when it's like some anxiety thing, man. Like this has helped a number of people I know out of panic attacks and help them get it back to like a space where they could control stuff. And just do it for about, a couple of minutes, minute and a half, couple of minutes, and you'll notice that you're starting to change. And you're actually doing physical stuff with the way you're taking in air and the way your body is processing oxygen that affects your brain and affects your nervous system and a bunch of different other things in your body that like will let you get to a more chilled and relaxed state. The kind of panicked mode one is the 4-2-4. I like the 4-4-4 myself personally because it adds a little added extra, like instead of just kind of taking you to like chill zone, it adds a little extra focus, which I really like a lot. All right. So I've mentioned this a number of times, both in the Fool's Journey show and a couple of times here, and really focused on it. But I just want to remind everybody about Jinsen Jitsu, and it's a Japanese art, and it's the most effective thing I've ever run across in my metaphysical search for the least amount of energy and intent. You absolutely have to do nothing, and what this does is it is when you get a really intense thing, like every time you turn on the news right now, it's like, oh my God, it's catastrophic. It's going to be like the end of the world. Boom. And it sends out this like intense little energy stream that creates this kind of warp in your natural flow of energy, in that band of energy where you're worrying. And it affects different organs like your bladder and different parts of your nervous system. So there's this system that this guy came up with, kind of a cool story. I'll give you the super mini version. Japanese guy, seventh son of a huge family of doctors. All of them are doctors. All the brothers are doctors, fathers, grandfathers, uncles, everybody's doctors. Well, this guy turned out to be the black sheep party dude, and all he wanted to do was go get drunk and sleep with women. So he did that, and did that to excess, to the point where he'd killed his liver and he was getting ready to die. And he goes off into the woods basically just to like be alone and go die. And while he was there, he had this epiphany about how energy works and how you're connected to the source and how energy flows through your body. And he started getting all of these ideas and concepts happening, and as he started applying them, he got better and better and better. So he comes back, not too long from that, out of the woods from dying to being like really in great condition. And this system has become really part of my everyday go-to stuff. So the emotion of worry, which that happens all the time, but right now, especially when it's like really intense, every time that circle goes around and it hits that like boom, that like distortion in your energy field, you feel a surge of that worry, and it just keeps magnifying and magnifying. So this technique, your thumb relates to worry, your first finger relates to fear, your middle finger relates to anger, your ring finger relates to grief, and your little finger relates to the trying to make things happen, and that like intensity about trying to make things happen. All right. So if you are right-handed, your right hand is your projective hand, left hand is your receptive hand. So you're going to create a cycle with your right hand going over the top of that and completely covering your thumb. and you don't have to do anything. See, this is the miraculous part of this, and the truth to this is my teacher tried to turn me on to this a number of years ago, and it seemed so absolutely simple. I didn't take it seriously at all, and I blew it off for a long time. And then his teachers told him to tell me to get to Jitsu and get on with it. So I did. And it has turned out to be like a real cornerstone and keeping myself healthy, keeping myself healthy physically, but also just keeping my emotions in check and smooth. And, it's not like it makes the thing that you're worrying about go away, but it does put you in a space where your worry is not to such an extent that it just overrides everything and kind of paralyzes you and leaves you without any ability to do anything positive in the situation. So all you have to do is sit there and do this. Now, if you combine this with the 424 or the 444, and you're doing your breathing exercises, which I'll remind you guys to do in a little while when we actually practice that, and you just sit and hang and leave that, you can. The most amazing thing about this is that, like everything else I've learned in my practice over the years, you have to focus, you have to like use your intent, you have to be like laser driven to what you're doing. This requires none of that. It requires no attention whatsoever. It will work whether you're putting energy or effort into it. All you have to do is make that effort. That's the extent of the effort you have to make. You can sit and watch TV, you can talk on the phone, you can do whatever you want to do, and it will still work. So, worry, fear, anger. And you can do combos. I do anger and fear a lot. Anger and fear are really super connected in lots of different ways. Like a lot of times when anger is being acted out, when you really get to the root cause of it, it's because that person was like scared to death of something, either inside themselves or outside themselves. And anger was their way of exerting their ability to take control over a situation that seems uncontrollable for them. Okay, Linda, what are you saying here? Linda says, feeling lightheaded today, slightly panicky. Yeah, it's the low pressure. That's exactly right. Right now, it's like, yeah, it's going to be lower and lower. I've felt really out of sorts all day today. And that is a really significant effect from super low pressure where you get really lightheaded and a little dizzy. It affects everybody different, just like everything else. But I'm super sensitive to that. That's one of the main reasons I really hate her. Man, I hate hurricanes beyond words. I moved to South Florida about 30 years ago, 35 years ago. Wow. Whew. And, I lived down in Miami and just a little south of Miami for 30 years. And man, that place got hammered and hammered and hammered and hammered. And I like rode through so many of those things and a lot of trauma associated with that, man. And I hate the whole experience. Like this whole week of fear mongering building up to it, just absolutely awful. It is exactly like living in the nine swords, man, like this whole week. And then, whatever happens is going to happen. Okay, then we can deal with it. And then it's the aftermath of that. And, when the power goes off and all of that, I really, 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 really loathe them a lot. I appear to be having an emotional dump on the podcast. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so Jinsen Jitsu breathing. Now, I have a really great tangible thing to do to this. You take 4 knives. In this case, I have steak knives, but you can use steel butter knives. And you grab them by the blades and you charge them up like really hard with every ounce of your energy and a little more. to keep your place protected, keep your power on, keep everything running smoothly, and for a little bubble just to form over your place, and for everything just to pass on by as easy as possible. Okay, once you got those like max, like they're bubbling, they're so full of juice, you take them out to the four corners of your property and you stick it in the ground 45 degrees like that, right? And then you point the end of the handle up here in the direction of whatever wherever the storm is coming from. Okay, and then you put those in the ground and the four corners of your property, right? I know this sounds really crazy. This is another one of those things like jiu-jitsu, but like after living in Miami for so long, man, yeah, I've tried everything, and this one really works. And right after I moved here a couple of years ago, we had Hurricane Ian, which is kind of taking exactly the same little jag, right? Oh man, and we put them in the dirt, and we were some of the last people to lose power, and myself and my neighbor Dave were the first people to get their power back, and other than just the inconvenience of the power being off everywhere, we rode through that one in great shape. So after the show, I'm going out to stick these in the ground myself. Anybody here in Florida that is looking at this, the worst thing that could happen is nothing. And the best thing that can happen is it actually does some good and helps protect you and keep you safe. All right. Let's see. What time is it? There we go. All right. We're going to do a little energy gather. Let's take 3 really deep cleansing breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale. Really deep. Exhale. Inhale. With each exhale, just leave the world, like shut everything out and just be right here, right now. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. I want you to focus on your solar plexus, your third chakra. And I want you to see that spinning just like a hurricane, like you're looking down on the top of it. And it's spinning in a counterclockwise way. And I want you to draw your energy into that spinning hurricane, make it grow. Each intake of breath, take a little more energy. You're going to get all of your energy in your body focused on right there, spinning really nice and slow. Nothing violent about it, just intense and powerful. Keep pulling energy. There we go. Okay. Now it's just sitting there, this big bundle of energy, just spinning nice and slowly. We're going to light up our aura. We're going to take some of that energy and spread it out into our light body and charge it up. Each exhale, light it up brighter and brighter. We're going to create some sacred space. With the light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. With the light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. With the brilliant rays of the light of the source, I fill this room. I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. We come together tonight to open our circle and create our sacred space. Join our energy, a circle of light, love, and high vibration. We ask that the angels be with us tonight. The angel of mission and all of our birthday angels. We ask that they share truth and wisdom and understanding. We ask that we have eyes to see, ears to hear, and wisdom to understand. And with immense gratitude, unconditional love, and wish for bliss to the source, we open our circle. Everything feels so strange today. Diane, knives, at the four corners of your property. Yes. Okay. One of the things that people talk about all the time, and especially in meditation discussions, it's being able to get to blank space when you can cut all of your thoughts off and you just exist in this moment of nothing and everything, this like perfection, but your brain is not working. It's just your energy existing. And that state is the doorway to many, 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 many miraculous things that you'll find yourself able to do once you get there. Not to mention just the rejuvenation and joy and the way that space feels. It seems to be difficult, and it was definitely difficult to me, for me, and most people to kind of like shut that off. It's easier to think about something or follow a thought, but shutting off altogether seems to be a little bit difficult. So I wanted to give you a little exercise that can kind of get you to that space, and I think that once you kind of see this, you'll see how it can expand out from that to actually being able to master that space. And that is to take a nice, not super deep breath, but a nice breath into your nose. And as you're releasing that air, you're releasing your thoughts, and it's like you're shutting your body off, like your whole body, right? So that you end up with no breath. You're just kind of there, and you just have shut yourself off altogether. And for a moment or two, you'll be able to experience, you're not really thinking about anything. There are no thoughts. There are no like, and usually at the beginning, it's pretty quick. But once you start latching on to that, you'll find that that is a very useful space, and a really great way to kind of latch onto that and grow that. And as you practice that, you won't need to shut your breathing off anymore. You'll just be able to take your mind and shut that off. And that's where some really glorious spaces come in. That's kind of like the fruit on the tree, man. That's like you grow this tree for years and years and years, and that's like the deliciousness of the whole scenario. So I offer up that technique for you to try. So we're going to do an 8 sequence of 444, and then we're going to go into a guided meditation. Okay. All right, let's take 3 nice breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Get nice and centered, in through the nose, out through the mouth. One more. Inhale. Exhale. All right, we're going to do 8 sequences of the 444 combination. All right, let's begin. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Inhale. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And rest. Okay, I wanted you to become aware of your light body. Visualize your body of light standing in the blankness, radiating like the eternal light that you are. And slowly you become aware of a slow circling around you. And it gets brighter and brighter. And you realize that you are standing at the exact center point of a roaring hurricane. And you're in the eye, and it's perfectly clear, and you can see the clouds swirling around you. And you look up, and it's like a tall 10-story building, intimidating and powerful. But as you stand there, you realize your connection to the most power, source of all things, and that your light body is an actual piece of the ultimate creator. And instead of being fearful as it circles around you, just like we took intakes of breath to fill your own chakra, your third chakra, as it swirled around, you're going to breathe in the energy of the hurricane into yourself. And you feel that rush of power. And with each intake of breath, you're drawing that energy into you, and your light body is growing. And you draw more and more and more energy. And you find yourself supercharged and glowing like a star. And your body is growing and getting larger, and the hurricane is getting smaller. And you just keep drawing that energy. It's incredible energy, raw, tense, pure. And you find yourself now standing above the eye of the hurricane and looking down on what's left, getting weaker and weaker. And it continues to just begin to fade away. And with one last huge intake of breath, you draw all the energy left into your light body. So now that you're there, this pillar of energy, bright, intense, creative potential. And with your intent, you're going to take that energy and program it to send it out to everyone that needs it, anyone that was hurt physically, emotionally, people that lost their homes. Take a deep breath and push that energy out in every direction. And slowly begin to come back to your normal size. Warm, healing, rejuvenating energy to those in need. And finally, you find yourself standing in the quiet. Okay. Slowly come back and find yourself standing out in a brilliant, clear blue sky. Bring your attention back to your body. All right. All right, Jacob, while everybody's kind of coming back, let's do the card for the week. And if anybody wants a reading, I know you guys have gotten them, but like there's like 3 of you here at the moment. So if anybody wants a reading, speak up. And if anybody's out there not in the chat wants a reading, speak up. Angel mission. This is a time of regeneration. Take a step back and connect to your meditative mind. Be flexible, be committed to staying in balance, all 4 elements. Be in equilibrium mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Move through those complex obstacles and resolve them. Regain your footing, rest, and make new plans. You'll have your dreams, but you must wait. There is change on the way. Be prepared to make your plans. Give yourself time. Slowly, this situation is getting better. No rush, no haste. It is a time to heal mentally, physically, and spiritually. Be bold and face the issues. Pay attention and tell the truth. Do not be concerned with the outcome, for it will unfold at will. Live by your own code of harmony. A building is only as strong as its foundation. Is your confident mask suffocating you? Your response has been to isolate. Yeah, you try to hide from the world rather than show your other side or try to work with people, flattening your emotional reactions and trying to hide them deep inside yourself. So tell the truth. Live by your own code of harmony. Tell the truth. Always works out better. Nancy, what's up, kid? Yeah, I'd love to give you a reading. All right, you too, Diane. Here we go. Nancy, let's do you first. Really focus on me like we're standing in front of each other. Close your eyes and imagine we're looking in each other's eyes, and just really focus on asking the angels your question. All right, focus hard. Words of wisdom for my cousin Nancy. Words of wisdom for my cousin Nancy. Words of wisdom for my cousin Nancy. Don't forget the juice. Number 29, the angel of liberation. This is a good one. Stand your ground and face the music. Express your point of view. Stand by your standards and never compromise or settle for less. This whole like truth theme tonight. Rest. You are feeling pressure. You will see things more clearly after a good night's sleep. You are gifted with deep inner strength and can hold on in any adversity. You haven't realized your own strength yet. There will be a challenge to the very basics in your life. Courage and responsibility will be required. Stick to your guns and watch everything unfold, regenerate and renew. You move in directions that you have passions for. You will require the assistance of others now. Strength and much energy will be needed. You are facing a trial to test your mettle, to prove yourself against the competition. Then you know whether you have mastered your lessons. Have the guts, tenacity, and focus to meet the challenges that will be presented now. Stand up to opposition without backing down. You won't have any problem with that. You have the courage to face the odds and overcome the challenges. Your leadership abilities shine as your opponents test your limitations. Yeah, I kind of know what this is about. Continue to build your mastery. There you go, Mounts. Yeah. I don't think you'll have any problem sticking to your guns, girl. So there you go. All right, Diane. Here we go. You know the drill, girlfriend. Focus really hard. Taking me a second or two longer. My brain's too freaked out tonight. All right, there we go. Words of wisdom from my friend Diane. Words of wisdom from my friend Diane. Words of wisdom from my friend Diane. The angel of fame and renown. You're welcome, Nance. I will. Love is not a business transaction. You are being overbearing and placing conditions on your love. You are a true extremist. You work too hard or you play too hard, and you must learn balance now. Be aware when the world begins changing, when what was good begins to cause pain, the loss of happiness, the failure of a friendship, or disillusionment when you find out your friends did not support you when you needed them the way you'd like. Never dwell on what is happening. Turn around and focus all your energies in a new direction. Experience your emotions completely. Go through them. Once the grieving is over and the pain subsides, pull yourself up and take charge of your life again. Create. Yeah, that's you. Immerse yourself in new interests. No more pity parties. There's still a lot to do. You have much yet to accomplish. Share the richness of your feelings in ways that support, comfort, and motivate other people. Sometimes like helping somebody like helps you in a really crazy way. This will manifest tangible abundance for you. There you go, man. I know you're down not far from me, Diane. So I really hope that I really hope you ride this craziness out well. And Nancy, yeah, I know, your property, yeah, don't really need to worry about your whole thing, but like do it right around your house, like any structures or anything that you really want to make sure stays good and keeps power on if possible. It doesn't always work, but it's worked more than it hasn't. So, woohoo. All right. Well, unless there's something else, you're welcome, Diane. Yeah, I will. And hopefully we'll see you on Friday and everything will be all toasty and good and great. So thank everyone for coming tonight. Really appreciated seeing you guys as always, and stay safe, and you know, keep it on the good side, and try not to project like how bad it could be, and spend all of your energy projecting how you'd like it to be. And as that hurricane is coming up to the coast of Florida, actually try that meditation again and do it for real, man, and jack that energy. The worst thing that can happen is you'll get really supercharged. But I believe we can do something about it if we try. So let's give it a whirl. All right. Thank you for a wonderful evening, for sharing joy and love and energy with our friends. We ask that you keep everyone safe in the coming days. We ask that the angels and other spirits depart, and thank them for their participation with absolute gratitude, unconditional love, and wish for bliss to the source. We close our circle till next week. Till then, be in the light and be safe.